looks like we got a new friend!
Welcome to the Scratticus Academy. It's Dynama Day, so I'm really happy about it. Just as a quick heads up, check out all the links that are coming into chat now. It's Twitter, Discord, you name it, it's going in there. As Kelly shows off our merch. Thank you very much, Kelly. But also, this stream is brought to you by our very lovely sponsors, Bird in the Storm and also Mage Hand Press. The donations for this session either go towards trinkets, the same as the 10 retweets and 4 followers, but also we have a special donation for this one for, I keep saying ultimate move. I know it's not ultimate move.
It's so close though.
It's basically ultimate move, and
it's just the word signature instead of ultimate.
Signature move. Like we could actually do like a squad thing. I'm not going to. But yes, you can donate to see those for one of the players. I believe we've seen 2, and there's 2 that are still very much mysteries, and I think we have Kelly. I think you've got one donated last week. And thank you, Michael Wayne, for a reroll for Skylar. So, yeah, I will now hand over to Renee.
Hi! Renee is so ready for tonight. I'm still pulling up roll 20. I'm really hyped about Weave. It's a big day for Weave today, and we play Weave here, so that's pretty cool. So what we're gonna do is Weave has 4 different suits that represent different types of challenges and also different types of characters represented by these symbols on the dice here. And we actually have kind of translated them to numbers, which we will be using in Roll20. But each of the characters represents one of these symbols. So we're going to go around and we're going to introduce everyone here with the character that they're playing and which suit they are and like kind of, I guess, mental state maybe of their character. I don't know. Last week was a pretty emotional session. So, Alice, who are you playing today?
Hi, I'm playing Umako. She is the Gale's weave symbol. She's pretty happy right now. Like she's really happy. She probably vented out some energy or some, not even anger, but towards us. Thank you. Towards Skylar. And to sort of, she's feeling pretty good that Skylar and her sister seem to be okay again. And she sat in a pond, effectively, with Fen, and they just sat there splashing each other and having a chat. So she had a good laugh, and she's feeling pretty good about it.
Speaking of Fen and hashtag Fenico, Julie, who are you playing today?
Good God.
Hello.
I did not forget about that.
You did not.
I was rewatching today and I was just like, oh, my heart.
They're so cute. Okay.
Very cute. Okay. I play Fen, who is our resident Stones character, which is mostly about strength and constitution and just toughing it out. So Fen is also pretty happy. Mostly happy that everyone is smiling again. That was a start. And we have like plans in motion, and yeah.
Speaking of people who are smiling again, Kelly, who are you playing?
Feel. I'm playing Skylar, who is our Flames character, which is kind of loosely an intelligent equivalent. Skylar had a very emotional week last week, confronting her long-lost sister, who just happens to show up exactly where we are in some weird twist of fate. And I'm super excited because it was just a great week last week. There were literal tears on stream, and I believe I do still have a signature move unlocked to use sometime, maybe today. We'll find out.
Perfect. And last but not least, we have Jay. Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm playing Sierra, our Brooks character, who is pretty much like charisma. And I think right now Sierra is glad that she cleared the air with Skylar regarding the nature of their relationship. It's purely a teammate thing. But also I think now Sierra is ready and rearing to get back to saving the world. So yeah, that's where she's at.
Perfect. Speaking of getting ready to save the world, you all got a good night's sleep. That's where we ended last session. You got a good night's sleep. It was just such an emotional roller coaster of a session that we started off ended up just taking a rest. Golly gee, sometimes that's all you need. So cards for today's session. I'm still holding on to my boss card, but for the theme and location, I have the tortoise and the owl. So, green screen does not love it, but we're going to hop right into today. The sun is starting to come up very faintly on the horizon. The warm colors of dawn start lighting the camp, and you had quite a list of things on your docket for the day. What are you starting out with?
Well, I do believe Skylar has breakfast with her sister first on the list. Which I imagine goes gently.
There's a lot of awkward, starting to talk over each other, and then kind of, oh no, you go, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember now. How's things?
Oh yeah, no, things are good. Just still kind of settling in. It's been a couple of years now, but we just moved into this new house, and it's a little bit further away from the family, but we figured if we might be starting a family of our own, well, we wanted a little bit of space. I would love to have you there super soon.
I think that'd be nice. Me and the squad or whatever, we've got a few things we gotta do.
Right, of course. Oh, I don't want to interfere with your life. We just have a guest bedroom.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I should tell you guys. Have you guys been by the Decay? You guys don't go off that way outside of town, right?
Oh, no. I've heard a little bit about it in Naomi's letters, but I've never seen it myself. Is it everything's okay, right?
Things are not great. They're not bad yet, but it's getting bigger, and it's a little scary, and you should just avoid it. And you should make sure Naomi avoids it too, and just, stay really far away. We're trying to figure out something to do about it, but people who don't you just don't want to touch it. So, just
Of course, yes. That makes complete sense. It sounds like you've been up to a lot. I'm glad you're making a way for yourself, Skylar.
yeah, it's been weird, but good, I guess, except for the whole like exploding bear thing.
Oh yeah, that sounded completely wild.
I don't really know. It's all kind of a blur, a fiery, flamey, growly burr. But yeah, so I actually think that we have a meeting we have to go to about, and maybe we'll talk about some of all of that stuff.
Of course. I didn't want to keep you, but it's been nice just catching up.
Yeah, it's been nice just to talk. So.
We'll talk more when you get back and when you come visit, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think I still know how to get there, you know.
And people are starting to gather for the day. You see some of the patrols grouping up. But Sierra, you heard news of this meeting last night and kind of invited yourself and your entire crew. So what does this look like?
So I'd probably grab Skylar after breakfast and also grab the rest of the crew, and okay, we best get moving. We're gonna be late to this meeting. We should get a move on. I'm glad you got to catch up with your sister, Skylar, but we're going to be late. So.
Oh my gosh, we have signature moves for Fenico! Yeah! So awesome, that's everybody, right?
Those are the ones we haven't seen yet.
That we haven't seen. Heck yes! Let's see what secrets they have up their sleeves. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, yes. The meeting. The very important meeting. Don't let my ship derail this very important meeting.
There will be time for ships and boats once we reach the ocean, but for now, we must focus on the decay. Yes, we will do that at the meeting. So, so I think after rounding everyone out, she would lead them to Bastion's place. I'm pretty sure it was where the meeting was taking place, I think.
Yes, so it was actually outside of Bastion's cabin, but because the group has grown, they have kind of decided to gather at the base of the cabin instead of in the cabin itself in the trees. So big thanks to Wild Engineer for those signature moves. That's amazing. And then thank you for the reroll for Skylar from Tater. And then I do have 10 retweets, which is awesome, y'all. Thank you so much. I will roll for some things and do some weaving story magic.
Weaving story magic.
We got this. Yeah, so this group has kind of gathered around the base of Bastion. The base of Bastion's tree.
The base of Bastion's birch.
Oh, thank you.
I'm here all night.
We have arrived.
A couple of people look up and, oh yes, Soul Whisperer, welcome. And they kind of hush. Oh my gosh. Y'all, this is such a great way to start the night. Where did I go? Wait, I'm so excited. I'm going out. Wow, thank you so much. We hit the stream donation goal. Woo! This is a very important meeting about very important things. I'm just so excited. So, a couple of people. Soul Whisperer, hello, welcome. How are you? Come on over.
Thank you for asking. I'm doing very well. These are my teammates.
Ah, yes.
And I'll wink at Skylar. My teammates.
It's a squad.
Squad mates.
A squad. Wow, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. You're the ones with the bear and the boom, right?
We are. We saved your town. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's I've heard about that. That was very cool. Very
heroic.
cool.
Very heroic.
And
Very
can
heroic.
Skylar actually make like little Dynama sparkles appear behind Sierra?
Yes, please.
I can do moderate effects at will.
Can't believe you're encouraging this.
Sorry, but like it's Sierra though.
That was
What
the
do you
deal.
want from
She
me?
gets to be famous. We get to save the world. I'm just trying to help with the process.
I'm a storyteller and I like sparkles.
Also, Sierra's glowing, so that's a thing too.
One Emiko's just dripping wet next.
And a hush kind of falls over the crowd as Bastion comes down from the treehouse and shakes hands with the merchant who seems to be kind of the leader of this nomadic group. And a hush falls over the meeting as the merchant steps forward and, loud enough so that everyone can hear, explains what they've seen. Explain about the ruins they saw in Mellowary. How the machines grow closer to civilization, and not just towns are affected, but smaller homes, farms, ranches, people's livelihoods are being affected as these machines come further and further in and closer to the people at the core of this nation, this world. We've seen them every day. Used to what? You'd see a machine every couple of days as you were traveling, and recently not a day goes by where you don't see machines, and we saw what they did. Some of the town of Mellowary escaped. They've got a camp, they've set up a guard. They're trying to protect themselves, what's left of them. They also have a graveyard and way too many stones marking the resting place of the dead. And Mex did this. It's brutal, it's terrifying. And Mare is a few feet away from all of you, came with you this morning as the meeting was called to attention. He's very quiet, looking down at his feet. We see the machines coming closer and closer. We see people affected by them day to day, and we hear your news of the decay is not much brighter. It's sad news, and I don't know what the next course of action is, but we wanted to share. And Bastion kind of nods and makes eye contact with the four of you over this merchant's shoulder and kind of nods to you slowly and says, "Well, we have interesting news of our own, and we have not been immune to the invasion or the encroaching of the mechs. If I'm not mistaken, the decay is growing closer. And I believe we have several interested parties who want to know more. Perhaps they could speak to what they've learned?" And he kind of motions out to the four of you who have been asking around town about the decay for about a week now, as well as investigating it yourselves. Yesterday? Was that just yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Busy day.
Sierra will probably stand up.
Hello. We are the team that will be leading this investigation into the decay and the uprising of the mechs. As for what we know, unfortunately, it's not much more than the rest of you. We do know that the decay is encroaching further and further. We do know that the decay is dangerous and toxic to all who enter. We know that it has no effect on the mechs that go inside of it. But we do not know if it is linked to this group of people that we found, the ones with the red scarves. I'm not sure if the rest of my team has any more insight to offer. This is what I know.
He nods.
I mean, yesterday when we were a bit closer and found out that the mechs aren't really affected, I don't know if it's so much that they're not affected or if they're just coming from there. But what was really jarring, at least for me, was I saw the same giant mech that destroyed most of Mellowary. One with so many legs like chains that towered over anything I'd ever seen. That just crushed buildings.
A giant mech? We have busy days ahead of us. But I don't believe this meeting should be our last discussion on the topic. It seems we have threats from all fronts. This group of fanatics of the decay, this uprising of mechs, and the decay itself. We're surrounded by threats, and not one do we know what to do about it. I'll call a meeting later today. I'll have the patrols keep an eye out for things, anything we can use, and we'll take the day to gather our thoughts, see if there's anything we need to add, anything further we need to discuss. Please review, be mindful, think of what you know and what we can do. And over dinner, we'll see if we can face these threats. And with that, he kind of nods to some of the patrols who break away from the back of the group and set out for their day. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much for Michael Wayne, the reroll. That's fantastic. And Avery, wow. Thank you so much for that signature move for Sierra. I think everyone's rounded out right now. Everybody and the frog.
Ready to go.
I am so excited about the frog.
So pumped for the frog.
I think I actually decided too that the frog, because I very much considered drawing cards for this frog, right? I think I'm just gonna write a special signature move for this frog because it transcends the game.
I mean, you wrote the playset, so I'm pretty sure you're in the right to throw.
This group starts to break away, and the merchants shake hands with Bastion again as people start to go about their business for the day.
Are the travelers like setting up like a market or anything?
Yeah, so something similar to that, kind of. They have their carts set up, and their trade is pretty specific at this point, since this is a group that they deal with frequently. It's not so much a market of stalls as a one-on-one trade-off with some of the individuals who have a market already here, like the clothier that you met with the other day. But they're starting to make those interactions and set up those meetings.
We should plan. We should come up with a plan as a team.
I thought we were gonna go to that ruin and try and get a look from above and get a lay of the land.
That's a good first step. But why don't we start with that?
I think we should probably have some kind of supplies, though. I mean, I'm not exactly equipped for climbing. Like, I don't know, rope.
I can put you on Brun. He's a good climber.
Can Brun climb a metal tower?
I don't know.
But-
He's not tried.
When you say climbing, you mean like climbing like a flight of stairs or a ladder?
I mean,
perhaps, you know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what kind of, this tower might have stairs, or I don't know. It's a ruin. Like, I don't know what their structural integrity is like.
Okay. Yes.
The patrols told us about Magda told us about it, though, right? Who told us about it? I don't remember, but somebody did, so I imagine they might know.
Mare nods. Yeah, the city where we first landed, the old ruins, they think that maybe one of the vantage points there may give us a better view of the decay and that mech that we saw the other day.
Yeah. I mean, maybe from up there I can get a better read on the Dynama, too.
Well,
But do you know how we get up there, though?
I don't know how we get up there unless there's as Sierra helpfully pointed out, a flight of stairs. But there are a number of buildings, right? And a lot of them were pretty towering. Maybe we could find one that has something like that intact, or intact enough.
I still think we should bring some rope.
Okay, yeah, sure, rope. Do you want me to go get it?
Yeah, I mean, if you know where the rope supplies are, then yeah.
I just figured I'd ask around and save you some time, and he just kind of runs off.
now, I hope, Skylar, that you...
Sorry, we got signature moves for the twins. Yes, oh my gosh, I wanted to show off theirs too.
Wow, this is gonna be wild.
I'm so excited. Thank
Just
you
like
so much. Oh my
Dynama
gosh.
explodes.
And you get a signature
Right.
move, and you get a signature move.
Guys, everyone look under your chair right now.
You have a signature move. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, Mari runs off to go.
Now, Skylar, the rope is purely a precaution, I hope. I have no intention of climbing a rope today.
I mean, that's fine. You can stay at the bottom. I just feel like, we should make sure that nobody, falls off a roof.
Roof. The roof, one of those towering buildings. We're gonna be, on the roof of...
Way up in the sky.
So, potentially climbing a rope to get to the roof of an ancient derelict tower. That's
correct.
the plan.
That's correct.
Yeah. How does that make you feel, squad mate?
It makes me feel like
a
nothing
famous
could go
hero?
wrong.
That's
Nothing.
the attitude.
Nothing could go wrong.
If you want, you can hold the rope at the bottom. It'll keep us steady.
It's an important role.
It is an important role. It's a very important role.
Oh yes, if you let go, we could die.
Yeah, I mean, some might say it's the most important role. It's definitely the most important role. You're right. I'll stay and I'll hold the rope if it comes to that. But let's avoid that at all costs, please.
I'll leave Brun with you. He'll help.
Stairs, I can do. I can do stairs.
You see across the way, like, Mare is just kind of like standing there, and then you're kind of wondering why. And then you see Jaden come running up to him and has like just like rope looped around his arms, and he's like kind of like it's like kind of falling off and keeps uncoiling, and he's like trying to hold it all up as he comes and like tries to hand it all over to Mare, and it keeps like unrolling, and Mare is like trying to like wrap it back up around his arm, and Jaden
Grab some of it. Oh my gosh.
He tried very hard, but it's a very long rope. And so after that, Mari kind of like comes back over with Fen's help a little bit, and kind of like situates this rope so that it's more on his back and around his shoulders so he can carry it, and says, "You think this is enough, Skylar?"
Yeah, I mean, God only knows, right? But, you know, it's better than not having rope.
No, yeah, this is the best rope Jaden could find. I think he did a pretty good job.
Good rope.
He's so helpful.
Do we
So
have anything
helpful.
to hook it at the top? Or wherever we're going?
Yeah, I bet we could find something like that. And he kind of like waves over to Jaden again. Jaden comes running over, and Mari tells him, "Hook for the." Jaden's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll be right back," and then runs off again and comes back with like it's kind of like a grappling hook, but it doesn't have anything attached to it. So he just kind of like holds it up, and Mari's like, "No, yeah, that'll work," and gets to tying it together.
Shall we go?
So?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, I've got snacks and my
Onwards
bag.
and upwards.
You're not, you know, afraid of heights, are you, Sierra?
No, I mean, of course not.
I mean, you know, with my lower center of gravity, it's, you know, one benefit of being short, you know, not as far to fall. Unlike yourself.
No, I'm not
Pretty
afraid.
sure if you're like at a height, you still fall the same distance.
Let's avoid the F word. Please. Just let's stay positive. Let's try to stay positive. Positive thinking. Climbing.
Yeah.
Stairs. Security.
Positive.
These are all words that are
Security. Stairs. Mara's repeating them.
there we go. Good Mari. Good Mari.
Like, Omako thought we'd already left, so she's walking. Like, she's got Bryn, and she's started walking. Like, she'll look back and
Good
be
Mare.
like, are we going?
Yep.
Coming!
Yeah, Mari takes off. He waves at Jaden one last time, who's like running errands for some of the merchants who are there. And he waves back and looks just super excited the second all of you see him. And you begin your trek back to the ruins that the Dynama first brought you to when you escaped Mellowary. Similar to your trek the day before, where you traveled along the edge of the decay, it takes you a couple of hours to reach the ruins of this city. It's about the same distance, but kind of in like a triangle of sorts, and you head back into this familiar area as you work your way through first homes and streets, and the trees become fewer and fewer, and oh my gosh, Jesus! Signature move! Oh my gosh! Oh, thank you so much, Wild Engineer!
What is happening?
Wow. Wow, everyone is going to be so freaking cool, and it's a good thing too, because I don't know why.
That did not come to play today. Like, man.
Wow, thank you all so much. You make this world go round and you make this game happen. So, yes, as the kind of the smaller story homes fall away, the buildings begin to get taller and taller until they look like they're scraping the sky. They're in various states of decay. Ivy growing up the edges of them. Some lean somewhat precariously. Some had windows, probably at one point, but sometimes not even shattered glass remains. Some of the buildings are nothing more than iron bars twisted together, but some have stone frames that do still stand, though stand might be too strong of a word, when they do look very decrepit and often dangerous as you pick your way through these paved walkways between each of these tall buildings and around these metal ancient mechs that are stalled out in the middle of the roads.
Yumiko constantly looking at Sierra's reaction every now and then. Not saying it, just silently. Just...
Not that one. That one moved. That one's about to fall down. Not that one.
Yumiko walks over and just puts like a hand on her shoulder. It's like, just don't think of the F word and you'll be fine.
No. Stand tall, stand straight. Confidence. Those buildings are as strong and as confident as I am, and that's
Who is trying to copy your stance as you sort of
good mare.
And meanwhile, Skylar kind of leans into Brund, who she feels they've rekindled their bond. And she's just like, I wonder if she's figured out yet that I could probably catch her with the Dynama. I think I'm just gonna let her keep freaking out.
Did you hear that? That one's falling. That one is definitely falling.
can't say the F word. Like, and he's sort of like reaching for you to like stop.
Okay.
Can all of you roll me perception checks, please?
Does it have to do with the ruins?
Yes, it does.
Although the
It's
checks
just a
don't
check,
actually.
though, so yeah.
What are we trying to get?
You are trying to get a Gales, which would be 3. Golly gee, Kelly.
3.
That's what I thought. Should I re-roll that 6?
Yeah, you may as well, but I think it's already an epic success.
Umiko is just distracted. Again.
So, Kelly, because that is an epic success, something about this city, because the last time you were here, you got an epic success on perception as well. Tell me what you find, what kind of vantage point you find. And I think the question we're all wondering, does it have stairs?
Oh. Does it have stairs?
I don't know, it's up to you.
So, I think that this vantage point is, like, literally the obvious one. As we get closer, you just see this tower rise up and up and up, stories and stories up. And I think when we come up to it, it looks stable, but there are sections higher above that are beginning to crumble away. The bottom floor is overgrown with greenery, and there maybe even is a tree growing in the middle. But there is an intact staircase, but it is open to the outside. It is not enclosed. It just is open stairs, and the wall that used to cover it in has fallen away.
Okay, yeah. Skylar, it catches your attention first and foremost.
She's like, well, Sierra, I think it's your lucky day. Stairs.
Thank heavens. Oh.
Windy, rickety stairs.
Fen, you would describe yourself as fairly stable and strong, would you not?
Well, I hope so.
Good.
Why?
Would you hold me?
Like, right now, we're on the stairs.
You know,
Be more
as we
specific.
ascend, as we ascend the stairs. I'm just so tired, you know. I just.
You just
I
woke
don't
up,
know what
Sierra.
happened to me. It's been a long day, you know.
It's 10 in the morning.
Oh, is it really? I didn't get any sleep last night. I was so busy. I was having visions and whatnot. The things that souls whisperers often have.
Did you have nightmares?
No. I had wonderful dreams of us successfully climbing this building. Also, Fen, you were holding me. So that's something that should probably happen, because who knows, maybe if we don't fulfill that prophecy of you holding me as we climb the stairs, then everything could go wrong. It could totally upset the balance of things.
All right, I get it.
Thank you, Jin Song.
If you say you saw it, then you're going to get to the top fine.
Yes, as long as Fen holds me.
I'm sure Fen can do that. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
You can have a piggyback.
Yes.
And I think meanwhile, Skylar's like rolling her eyes towards Brood, who like snorts.
The Mare just like has this like huge rope piled on his shoulders, and as he kind of realizes it's not going to be needed, he just kind of like looks down and shuffles his feet and just says, "Good, Mare."
Yeah, we may still need it.
He said, "No, take it. You never know. Look, I'll go first." And like Amako just goes to march up, saying, "Won't you stay here?" And then continues on her path, and just fairly confidently just strides up.
Yeah, absolutely. Does everyone follow suit? Mare does for sure.
Since I have talent that specifically is like about being familiar with ruins, so kind of know your way around, what in them might be useful. That also ties in with like what is stable and what would be traversable, I suppose. Looking up at this structure, like, I trust Skylar to have pointed out a building that will carry us safely upwards because we're all going. But are there any hazards that I can see at a glance?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me another perception check here, just to kind of like give you a lay of the land.
Just a big thank you and hello to the raiders who have just come in. Hi!
Hi, Raiders! Wow.
Well, there's 2. Yay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. That's a success. So as you kind of like look up, you do see spaces where these stairs are crumbling away. But you also notice that they seem pretty easy to avoid and work your way around. There are a couple of places where like rebar sticks out of the ground, just like an iron stick. But those can be pretty obvious too, and you walk around those. Skylar wasn't kidding. It was Sierra's lucky day. This is incredible. What a find this is. It's like it was an epic success. And you pick your way up through these floors and past these broken windows. Some places are thinner than others with less footing, and you have to pick your way through more carefully. But after a few minutes, you work your way up to a doorway that opens onto a roof.
This is our roof. And Omiko sort of goes and like probably just bends and looks over the edge.
Oh, it is a ways down for sure.
Boy.
There are a couple of dust and debris scattered on the floor of this roof. It's kind of sloped. The building itself has tilted a little bit, and around the edges by the corners are these strange old contraptions. It's like they look like they have little like eyes, kind of. They're on like poles. They're like a round thing on top, and it's like the little eyes.
And Skylar immediately wanders up to one and like sticks her face up against it.
Yeah,
These look like eye hole things.
They're like it's like you should be able to see through it because there's like little panes of glass, right? Like this should be something you can see through, but for some reason there's something blocking your vision.
Is it Mari?
And Mari just standing in front.
And she like moves her face back and like peeks around at the front of it.
Yeah, decidedly there are the same kind of things on the other side, but like sticking out a little bit more, and you feel like you should be able to see through it. But as you're kind of looking around, there's also like a little compartment. It's like a small little hole. It's like, yay big. And it's kind of at the base of this eye contraption.
And I think she would look around on the ground and see if there's like a rock or a piece of debris or something that looks like it fits that size.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me another perception check, please. You all see Skylar just start kind of like looking around on the ground. and doing very well at it.
I have all these rerolls.
Good looking you're doing, Skylar.
Skylar's very good at looking in the city. The first thing you find would not fit this little space, but it is this obsidian pendant of sorts. It's on a very old, very, very worn looking piece of leather. In fact, it looks like it might fall apart as you pick it up, but this pendant itself is just an obsidian looking cross, just laying neglected under the stone.
And I think she'd pick it up from the cross and not from the leather, and kind of try and clean it off really gently, maybe with like a corner of shirt.
It shines a bit when you clean it off. It's a semi-precious stone, but it's been here clearly for a very long time, a relic of a very forgotten past, and a trinket roll.
Well, this is cool. She sticks it in her pocket. One of her pockets. And resumes looking for something that would fit into the little slot.
After a few moments and a few broken stones, you find something. It's a piece of flat metal, a lot like some of the metal scraps you might get from machines. But on the front is a person's head.
It's a weird machine part.
What is it?
Pretty round. It looks very gross. It's like kind of a greenish, whitish color.
Well, I was trying to find something that might fit in that little slot. Because it looks like a keyhole, right? So, I think if you put like the key in it or something, maybe the thing will work.
Is that a head?
Yeah, it's like a head of a little dude. I don't know.
That's so barbaric. Where's the rest of the body?
Right? Oh, well, whatever. Let's see if it works. Ding!
Yeah, as you look through it again, thank you for that beautiful visual. Yeah, as you look through it again, sorry I didn't mean to make you spit take. As you look through it again, you can see more clearly this time. There's a little bit of dust right on the glass, and that makes it a little bit harder to see, but as you smudge that off, you can see through this glass and far. Much farther than you could see before you looked through the glass.
Oh, guys, you gotta see this. This is wild.
When you say that, Sierra is like... she's like crawling on all fours. What you want me to stand? Is it?
Yeah, Mari leans down to Sierra and says, "Positive. Stairs. Good, Mari."
Good, Mari.
And then he like reaches out a hand to like help you up.
I very cautiously take the hand and like put my leg up like one at a time, like slowly.
Positive.
Straightening my back and my posture.
Stairs. Keep thinking those thoughts.
Horizon.
Horizon.
Skyline. Distance. Trees.
Are these words
Ball.
still positive?
Death. Splat.
No. No
Miles.
F-words or D words and none of that. Hey, Sierra. Hey, Soul Whisperer. Look at me. None of that.
None of that.
Now, can you stand up on your own?
I am standing
on my own.
Yeah? Can I let go now? Are you good if I let go now?
I'm not afraid of anything.
Okay, and Mare kind of like lets go of your arm and just holds up his hands.
Not afraid of anything.
My question is, when did she let go of Fen?
When we got to the top of the stairs, she probably like got off your back, and like the second she realized that like we were on the roof of this building, she just dropped to the ground, like and like pressed her chest to the floor, like sprawled out.
Amethyst decided to go sit on the edge. She's sort of swinging her legs and just looking out at the view.
And what can Skylar see through these eye hole thingies?
Oh, so much. Where are you looking?
Well, at first she'd just start looking around and distracted, and she'd be like, nope, focus. And then she'd see if she could find the decay through the view.
Yeah. At first it's kind of like, it's leaning down. You have to kind of like lift it, and it creaks and it groans as you try and move this thing. It's very old and rusted, but it does give as you start to maneuver it around. And at first you can see those machines close up as if you were still near them in this pathways below you. But as you start to move these viewfinders, they seem like two words that go together. As you start to move this viewfinder around, you find more and more views, and you see past some of these other buildings, over the top of other roofs that look in worse shape than this one and not nearly as stable. And you're able to look north towards the decay. Can everyone roll me a perception check, please?
I'm re-rolling that.
Okay. I love that I rolled 2d6 apparently. I did get a 6 though, so
You still succeeded.
did I still succeed? Like, should I roll another
Yes.
9?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. You just got to get one on a check. It's pretty easy. Oh, golly gee. Okay, sorry. Roll20 just kicked me out. Y'all
No.
got...
Skylar even re-rolled, and she's still distracted by like a bird or something.
Bird.
It's really cool.
That's a cool bird.
I will tell you, Skylar, exactly what you were distracted by. Those of you that succeeded, and I'm trying to get back into Roll20, so I'm just going to roll by the honor system here. Those of you that succeeded hear a shrill screech, like the grinding of metal against metal. And as you look up, you see 3 bird-like mechs circling overhead.
Bet I could throw a rock at one and hit it.
Skylar, you have fixed this viewfinder on the decay, the edge of it where you have been days before, and it's easy to kind of like pan this view along the edge of the decay and along the edge of this it's like it is like a horizon marked into the ground as you pan across the horizon, seeing the space that you walked just yesterday. And you can see back in the distance that same huge machine looming. And around its base, you see more machines it's easier to pick them out when you're looking so from such a distance, but can see so much. And as you pan the edge of the decay, you see several figures. At first, you think it's the patrol. There's a patrol every day that comes by the decay. But at the forefront, you think you see a ponytail. It looks a lot like Jaden's.
While I think that would immediately freak Skylar out, but I think while she's looking, probably when she's distracted initially by the mechs, she would try to see if she could get a better read on the Dynama and the decay now that she has this above view.
Yeah, go ahead and let's do a challenge here. We're going to do a Flames challenge of 2, since the Dynama is the magic of this world, and it does take quite a bit of intelligence to figure out what is going on with it. And while we have you roll that challenge, let's ask the rest of the group what they're up to as they notice these circling, scavenging, pain in the butt mechs.
Is it clear that they see us?
They have not swooped down yet, but they are directly overhead, and you hear like these metal cries back and forth.
Okay.
No.
Is there any cover?
There is the kind of doorway that you see back inside, and the rickety staircase down through the floors to the ground below. But other than that, no.
Like, do the stairs give any cover? Like going kind of back inside the building, technically?
Yeah, if you go back inside the building, it would offer some cover, yes.
I did
Okay.
say the stairs were open.
Yeah. I feel like for structural integrity, like there's patches.
Yeah, it's like the stairs, I think they are for like a large portion of this building, right? Like walls have fallen away. There's not a granite cover all the way up, but there was a door and there is a roof. So like there's some level of cover here if you duck back inside.
There's at least 2 surfaces.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it will not afford you much cover. It is
Yeah.
not safe. There is still an opening not far away, but it is something. It is directly away from these 3 creatures. Mechs. They're not creatures. Robots.
Robots.
I would like to shove Sierra or like pull her this way into like the somewhat cover, and I'm not sure if I can do this at the same time, pulling Miko away from the ledge.
Yeah, Emiko's like stood watching, and you can see her like she sort of is looking just for a rock, and then takes away her hand, stands up, takes out her staff, and just starts backing away, sort of following where Fen and Sierra have gone. Has Skylar moved as well, or is Skylar just?
Skylar
Skylar
didn't
has
hear
not
the birds.
noticed
Yeah,
the mechs, and neither has Mare.
and so Emiko will probably go up to them and be like, we need to just move out of the way a little bit. Just back up.
And Mare kind of looks up at that and says, "Oh shit, yeah."
Go follow Fen. And sort of gestures to Fen's carrying Sierra like out.
Skylar. And Skylar, you're distracted. You're so in the magic right now, and it's all around you, but it's hard to read, and it takes focus and dedication as you look out through the Dynama around you. And you can see that distance as this glass looks through the rainbow of this magic overlay to the world. And as it gets closer and closer to the decay, you see that same spiking and flaring in the Dynama, that bright burn that should not be there, that feels wrong to you because you are so familiar with this magic and what it should look like. And it lasts all the way across, like a wall in the air of this just wrongness to the world. And all that is beyond it is just a flaring red and black.
Skylar, we need to move. Like Umako is holding her arm and looking up, sort of seeing the other street. We need to go now.
You hear another metallic cry, grinding.
And as Skylar has taken in this sight and she's freaking out and she pans across the whole thing to convince herself of what she's seeing, that's when her eyes spy a ponytail. And she grabs Umiko and is just like, but Jaden's down there!
Jaden, what the boy? Where?
Him. But at the edge of the decay.
And then one of the mechs swoops down at the two of you near the edge of the building.
Do we see this before they swoop, or?
You hear it when it happens.
Yeah. Umiko will immediately shove Skylar to the floor as she's pointing and not really paying attention to the mech. She'll just shove her to the floor.
Okay.
It will hurt, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Skylar, are you good with that? Yeah, okay, cool. Skylar's good with that. Skylar doesn't try to resist that at all and just...
I think she's too freaked out. Like, she's so freaked out that she just oofed. Yeah, for sure. And this creature swoops down from the sky. Umiko, you are able to push Skylar out of the way, but it is still coming at you.
Umiko is going to start grabbing Skylar, and if she's like prone effectively, is just going to be dragging her, like, and just effectively throwing her towards where Fen and Sierra are.
Yeah, go ahead and you're able to do that as this giant bird of prey made of metal and claws scrapes against the ground, just missing you. You push Skylar out of the way and are able to start dragging her yourself, but this metal scrapes against the stone of the roof and it flaps, getting further and further back up in the sky. But all of you see that these three, their lenses are flaring bright red and they know exactly where you are.
So Umiko is starting to yell to Fen, like it's got like Skylar in one hand, just like, go now, like she's got her staff out, and if they come anywhere close, she's just like swinging.
And Skylar would like to try to manipulate the Dynama like she had before she had basically tried to create it into the shape of rope, and this time she wants to try and like basically throw up a blockade of Dynama between herself and Umiko and the birds, the mech.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me a challenge of 2 here. Actually, we're gonna make it 3 because I do think that this is a difficult ask. As we've kind of talked about with the Dynama, moderate is relative, but putting up a shield to effectively protect the two of you is a pretty big ask. Also, wow, thank you so much. Thank you. This stream is just so Amazing. Everyone gets more signature moves thanks to Mirror Shadows, and wow, we so appreciate the support. This is, we're so blessed right now. Good timing too, huh?
I can't even keep track on my sheet.
I have several characters that I can give that signature move to, so I appreciate the one for me. That can go to either Mare, Magda, Jaden, the Frog, or another character. Because why not? I'll draw a card for them too. Yeah, it works.
Brund.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brund.
Brund.
Brund the reindeer.
Okay, what was I doing? Goodness, we just keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
Shielding.
Flames challenge of 3.
So, I would use my talent to create moderate magical effects. And then I'm already a Flames character, so that's 2 more. And can I use my moving courage here?
Okay, what's your argument for it?
So it's whether it's bravery, audacity, or sheer stubbornness. I'm not easily frightened or intimidated. And so it's not like in this moment she's freaked out and out of control. Like
She knows her stuff still. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. That works. Dice pool of 6. We're looking for 5s or 6s. Okay, we've got 1 success. Can re-roll it just to see.
I'm gonna use one of my re-rolls actually.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I've got some, so that's better.
That is much better. That'll pass, and then if you want to see if those explode, just to be sure, because you never know, roll one more time. Oh, very near miss of an epic success, but still very good. As you are able to throw up sort of a shield between you and Umiko and these 3 circling machines. The rest of you have all ducked under cover. Mare stumbled in quickly after you. Fen and Sierra, after Umiko pointed out the imminent danger he had been completely oblivious to. And he is kind of looking out, but keeping his back towards the wall and trying to get to his pack underneath this, like, massive rope that he still has around his person. What are the rest of you doing?
I think as like Mare is leaning out, I grab his like shirt from behind and I say, if we're going down, we're going down together.
I want to try and like help him unentangle. I didn't realize I was muted earlier.
I just see Fen with like all of them like wrapped around Fen.
Like just to put them to the side instead of like on anyone.
Yeah, no, because that helps. Like his pack is just like under this curling bass. So with that help, he kind of like he spares a quick sassy glance at Sierra and continues to dig for the pack, but with Fen's help is able to get through it much more easily, and from it he pulls out a small crossbow.
Umiko is still, if Skylar's holding up like this barrier, she's dragging her at the same time, sort of just pulling her along, and then sort of leans down to her. It's like, where did you see Jaden?
And I think, Skylar, maintaining this shield is not a simple task. Like our wonderful storyteller said, this is a pretty intense use of the Dynama. And so she's probably even shaking while doing it. And she's like,
was he on, just nod, yes or no, was he not near the edge?
He was near the edge. I don't know how that's a yes or no question.
It's just that, yeah, and she like will pull you so that you're just like in reach of everyone, and then she'll run past the others down the stairs, back down this tower.
Yeah. Also, thank you so much, Matt Hoadley, for that cheer. Wow. Stressful moments now. Umiko is running down the stairs. You see glimpses of metal wings as these birds continue circling, and you see them pass some of those open spaces around the stairs where the walls of this building are no longer there, no longer offering protection or cover from the mechs that know clearly where you are and clearly know their prey.
Yeah, Umiko's just running. Her aim now is to get to Jaden. She's been told he's down there and he's right by the edge of the stupid kids, so she's running down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you do a dexterity challenge for me? Because you're going down these chairs with Wild of the Stairs. Golly gee. What?
Okay. So it's
thank you, Mirror Shadows, for that sub for Matt Hoadley. Wow, awesome. Okay.
So I have 3, and I also have animal-like reflexes and a sense for danger. Does that help?
Okay.
I would know when they were coming, sort of thing, and either be able to dodge or block. Which she's not trying to necessarily hit them to strike them. She's just focused on getting down to the bottom.
Okay, so yeah, I would say the stairs are risky, but not like imminently dangerous. But the mechs are, and so I'll go ahead and allow that as well.
Okay.
And as Umiko bolts down the stairs, I think Skylar, who is still trying to maintain the shield, kind of blocking the space to the stairs, the way they can't hit them, and she's trying to slowly back up to the rest of the group. She yells back at them, I saw through the binders that Jaden is down there with a bunch of other kids right next to the decay, and I knew that something bad was going to happen today.
Jaden's down there?
Yes!
Shit, they were supposed to keep their eyes on him. It's all of them, isn't it? Shit! And Mare starts taking down after Umiko. Umiko, did you roll a Gales also, since you're a Gales character?
Do I re-roll?
Or just add a d6?
I did not add a d6.
Yeah, since you are a Gales character and dexterity is ya jam.
Hey. If it doesn't pass, then I've got re-rolls.
It barely passes with that. If it had... Yeah, you might have had to use those rerolls otherwise, because golly gee, that was close. Yeah, you're able to make it down the stairs. The second you get to the open, though, you are faced with one of these mechs immediately in front of you, its wings flapping and beating and creaking as it hovers in the sky above your head. Mare is making his way down behind you. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, keeping kind of an arm around Sierra, I would like to also head down the stairs. I'm trying to figure out distance-wise, like, are all 3 of them focusing on where Umiko and Skylar are? Or are they kind of...
So one has met Umiko at the bottom. One is decidedly on the other side of Skylar's shield. The third is not visible from where you currently are.
Okay. Well, I'd like to head down towards my friends with friend in tow, and for good measure, just like...
Friend Sierra or friend Skylar or both?
Squad me.
One in each other.
Sierra is here.
Sierra's made it very clear. Sierra is not a friend.
Squad me.
Squad mate. Squad mate Sierra.
Where your squad at?
Like, in one arm as I'm heading down the stairs to meet Probably Skylar. Initially, I think she's closer.
Skylar? What you thinking?
About getting dragged down the stairs?
Yep.
I think she is trying to slowly back up.
Okay. Okay. I thought you both ran down the stairs and you were like,
No. So
Okay.
Skylar was kind of like
Mari
trying to
did.
block the hole.
gotcha.
Yeah. So Umiko and Mari went downstairs. Skylar and Sierra are right up with you.
And I think she would yell at Fen, "Take the freaking out one!"
Okay.
Take the freaking out one, please.
Well, we're going downstairs then.
And Skylar would be slowly backing up, trying to keep this bird at bay. This mech bird.
Yeah. Fen, as you are carting the freaking out one down the stairs, I'm gonna have you roll me a dexterity challenge of 2 as well, please. This is a Gale's challenge, so we're looking for 3s and 6s, and I think that this sucks as much as possible, but I think you would lose a die because you're carting the Sierra. So this would
Okay.
count as like a flaw in this situation, as it is
Right.
being held against you.
Okay. Could I add anything to it?
Yes, you can add whatever talents you feel are necessary. Your total pool would lose 1.
Right. Okay. Because I feel like this is a pressure situation. There's the one that's held down to the wire, acting best under pressure, that has to do with quick reflexes, so dexterity based.
Yep. Okay.
So there's one.
Okay. I'm actually trying to pull up how flaws work because we haven't really used them much in the game.
Yeah,
that's
I don't think there's much else that I can add to that. Like, there's one that's excelling with getting out of like tighter enclosed spaces, but it's yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
So
So, what happens here with a flaw? Because I'm looking it up right now because I
Yes,
haven't
please.
utilized flaws very well as my as a storyteller. But
good
gosh
to do it
darn,
now.
why not start now?
Yeah.
So with a flaw, you can take the penalty to your roll and try to succeed, or you can choose to fail because you are at a disadvantage here. If you choose to fail, you essentially keep this Gale's challenge for an automatic success when you choose to use it, like cashing. So if you choose to fail here, you get an automatic success on a Gale's challenge forward. from here.
Okay. I actually like that a lot. I'm sorry if this affects you, Sarah, but
Does a
I
bit,
like that
but
as
it's a fun mechanic.
It is a fun
We haven't
mechanic.
used it yet, so let's dive right in, shall we?
Okay.
And it says flaws can be used to make the story fun and interesting,
Oh,
as well
getting
as
thrown
adding
off a
new
building by a
complexity.
mechanical bird. How fun!
Yes, you do. Fun.
Gosh, yeah, okay. So you can mark down that you have a Gale's challenge that you can take with you. As you make your way down the stairs carrying Sierra. The problem with carrying someone down the stairs is it's much harder to see where your feet are going.
Especially when I'm flailing. Like,
Especially when she's flailing. Like, gosh darn, Sierra, just stay still for a second. And you trip over one of those pieces of rebar sticking out of the stairs. And you fall across the landing. You're not injured yet, but Sierra spills out of your arms, and you see that third mech that you had lost sight of, and it is right on the other side of a gaping hole in the wall where this landing in the stairs is.
Oh man.
Skylar, what are you doing now that Finn has run down with Sierra?
So has Sierra like fallen from Fenn's grasp?
Oh, and thank you for those that cheer, Michael Wayne. Awesome. Yes, Sierra has fallen out of Fenn's grasp. They are both. This mech is now looming over them on the landing. They didn't like fall through the stairs or down several flights. They just tripped across a landing. Finn maybe has like a skinned knee, but mostly they're just knocked flat on this flat spot in the stairs.
And I can see both of these mechs.
You see the one on the other side of you.
Yes.
The shield you are still holding up, which is very tiring, by the way.
Yes.
And you see them fall on the stairs. It's hard to see from where you are that the mech is there, but you can tell because there's just enough holes where you can kind of see the metal through it. The third one, which is, to our knowledge, where Umiko is completely invisible to where you are right now.
But I can see these two.
You can
kind of
see these two.
Skylar is thoroughly annoyed right now. She has got bigger fish to fry. She is blaming herself for the fact that Jaden has put himself in danger, knowing that there was this rousing talk earlier about getting more information and that she is getting him to be helpful. So she is going to use her signature move, one of them that we've been donated.
Heck yeah. And I know it's definitely Skylar has this on her chest, and by all means she should use the signature move. But Fenn is partially to blame for putting this thought in the mind last night at the campfire.
Yeah,
so,
but Skylar wasn't there for that conversation.
No, just so that we're very clear, the blame is shared.
Kelly is looking at Fenn with dagger eyes. Skylar, however, is taking this very personally.
Okay, how do you use this signature move?
So she wants to take this field of energy from the Dynama that she has collected to build this shield, and she's gonna drop the shield and throw both of her arms out and basically take this energy and instead of a shield throw like spears of Dynama in either direction, trying to aim both kind of up and down the stairs. So it's one very smooth move.
Okay. Can you tell the audience what your signature move is for those who might not have seen it in action before?
Yes. So Skylar's signature move is simply that she gets to use the Dynama to make a large magical effect. Pretty endless magical effect, but it only lasts a moment and it exhausts her in the process.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's trying to take out these two at least because she knows where they are, not really worrying about the fact that there is another one.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is this is automatically successful. This is your signature move. It is a gleaming moment in your Dynama career. I am just rolling to see how well they dodge. So as you pull this shield apart and send these two spears of glowing rainbow energy flying through the air, the first one strikes true with the nearest mech. It was the one that was just flying on the other side of the shield, and it had nowhere to go. It had nowhere to move. It is pierced through in an instant. In fact, you see the spear flash through this mech's chest. And that orb, the heart to the core of the mech, falls on the rooftop on the other side. And the machine falls lifeless to the ground, its wings crumpling around it. The other spear goes wide. It's harder to aim at the second mech because it's harder to see. But you hear the sound of ripping metal, and you know that to some extent, that spear's aim was true. Though maybe not quite as effective as the first. Umiko, you are faced with this flapping winged mech right before you. Dust comes up in clouds from the ground as it is just close enough to set this debris into the air. And its lenses are close enough that you can see the actual lights behind them. What do you do?
First of all, even her eyes are on the group at the moment. It's not that she hasn't noticed the mech. It's almost like she's fairly disinterested in it. She's whistling for Brun. And a question, because I can't remember, how much did water affect the mechs? I cannot remember.
Yeah, so the water didn't affect the mech entirely, but your use of it, trying to essentially rip the bear apart from the inside out, was somewhat effective, depending on how well you do of
then
handling
she's
it.
going to try and just walk past, and she's going to draw her staff out and just try and take out one of the wings and knock it to the ground.
Okay. This will be a stones challenge of 2.
Okay, so I've got, let's have a look. So it's 3, just because, and then I've lost it. Where is it? Animal-like reflexes, and it's the same again, 6 sense for danger.
Okay. I am going to say that because you are facing the danger head on, that 6 sense is unnecessary here, but all of the others will apply.
Okay. 46. Hey, can I re-roll that, please?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Does that succeed or not?
It does not succeed. You're looking for 4s or 6s. Would you like to use one more reroll?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll one more reroll, because why not?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh!
Not going well.
Okay, do you have one more reroll?
I don't know. I think I have one more. Yeah, why not?
And would you like to use it, or would one of your party members like to use a reroll for you?
Alice, you do have 1 dice reroll from the
Do I?
100 bits from
Oh,
Matt.
I do, don't I?
Oh yeah, where you can just reroll 1 die to see if you can get more of a success.
Okay, so... Oh, hang on, because I have to take the 10 if I do that, don't I?
So-
Reroll the 1.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
So,
Okay,
roll 20
so-
is so bad to me tonight.
Right, so that is not a success. But it does not have a strike any longer because you re-rolled that 1. Would you like to keep that set?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Because, yeah, we had a couple of re-rolls. Alice, you have used 2 re-rolls so far.
I've got one more then, haven't I?
You've got 1 more if you choose to use it here. Otherwise, you can keep this set and fail. But
Do you know what? I would use it because I think she's very determined to get through this, and then if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be.
okay, yeah. What roll 20 says.
15
Roll 20
with a
says.
6. Reroll a 6.
Reroll the 6. Okay.
Can I think I have a single die reroll. Can I reroll her 1 at least so she doesn't get hurt?
Yes, you may. I love this.
Okay. She at least doesn't get hurt.
Battle
My
stakes are
rolls are
so
bad.
much more epic when you're out of rerolls.
Exactly, that's kind of why I use them.
It's very good. Wouldn't have mattered. Roll 20 did not want you to succeed.
No.
But thanks to Callie's 1 die reroll there, you will not take damage from this failure as you strike out at the machine, and it curves gracefully in the air, looming just above your head and blocking out the sunlight, blocking out your view of your companions. You hear a ping, and we're gonna see what that 6 was, because I'm curious. And because I gotta know. As a crossbow fires off, and the machine turns to look at the sound and catches Mare with one of its wings, flinging him across the street, where he skids to a slow stop, taking a strike. Sierra and Fen, you watch as this spear of bright, blinding light comes from somewhere above and pierces through one of this mech's wing, and it flaps helplessly towards the edge, but still looms over you, at least as tall as you are, as its large metal taloned hands settle on the edge, its broken wing starting to flap uselessly while its other still spreads wide, and its shadow falls across your faces. What do you do?
Now that it's here and what I like to call in melee range, I would like to take a swipe at it and probably at the other wing. Judging by where it was hit, like its other wing, could I don't know if that would help kind of deducing a weak spot within the wing. Maybe like a joint of feathers or something. Feathers.
Okay. Yeah, because you have fought so many mechs before, you're generally familiar with their anatomy. This will be a stones challenge of 2 for you to try and disable it further.
Okay. Also, just for my reference, are Umiko and Mari like on the ground, like at the bottom of the
They're
building?
at the bottom of the building, yes.
Okay. And we're like partway up.
Yes.
Cool. So things I can add to this. Definitely my claw spear.
Yes, you do have a cool metal arm.
I do, and being a stunts character gives me the extra one.
I can show you how to be a shield.
The wired up one, which is all about breaking machines apart, stronger for experiences with machines, I think, and the battling soul one, there's a way to take them down.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead and add all of those. That's a good pool you got, and thank you,
Yeah.
BP Phantom, for the sub.
Okay, so that is 4 in addition, so it's just 6, and then if something needs re-rolling, I will
Yes,
do another. Okay, where is the window that I need? This one, yes.
and this is, we're looking for stones, so 4s or 6s.
Whew,
4s!
many 4s.
And the 4s have it. Absolutely. And wow, we hit our sub goal, which is fantastic.
Nice.
Subs take down robots. That's how it translates.
There's a
into
raid
the game.
cry.
And yeah, absolutely. You are able to completely sever this other wing. The other one looks like it has a hole in it and won't hold the bird up. You just completely hack this one off. Easy peasy. The bird, like robot, screams that metal scream. I have such a hard time not calling them by what they're inspired by.
It's okay.
Oh, Umiko gets a reroll from that.
Yay!
Thank you. Oh, good. She's keeping her
alive.
See what I did there? No, it's okay. It's an Umiko joke. Keeping her afloat with the rerolls. And Sierra, what are you up to?
So, as this fighting is happening kind of like next to Sierra, she's like, oh no, and she's like sitting on the stairs and like going down like one, like sliding her butt down one step at a time kind of thing, and like kind of crawling down the stairs and trying to be inconspicuous.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
And yeah, and at the bottom of the stairs is Skylar at the bottom of the stairs? Or...
Skylar's at the top of the stairs.
Skylar's
Umiko and Mare are at the bottom, facing
Right,
another one of these mechs, which you can see the closer you get.
Okay. And as she sees that, she's gonna be like, oh no, and she's gonna start like inching back. Oh no, this is fine. I'm gonna kind of like look off the edge of like next to the stairs, like how far is it from the ground?
Oh, yeah, you're at least a landing away from the ground still at this point.
And then at that point, she'll probably try to like find a little like against some piece of wall or something and just like try to camouflage, but it's the worst camouflage ever because her skin literally glows. So like even if she's
wears
in the shadow,
gaudy, brightly colored fabrics.
yeah, it's like she's like trying to be inconspicuous, and like there's like just like like the light is just like reflecting off her like sparkling fabrics, and she's like, don't make any noise and maybe no one will notice you.
Bless. Okay, yeah, for sure. That is Sierra's turn. I don't think you need to roll anything for that. You're not trying to accomplish anything challenging, and we all know how this is going for you. Skylar, how are things going for you?
Well, Skylar like blacked out a second for a moment, because that's kind of what previous episodes have established briefly happens after her signature move.
Yeah, it's completely exhausting. Bone weary type exhausting.
And it's just a moment where she completely, but it's enough to kind of collapse onto the stairs, maybe even on down to the next landing.
Okay.
And
here's a question from the GM storyteller. I would be okay with her falling to another landing. Do you think she would take a strike from that?
oh,
Alice, from personal experience, how would this go?
well, we do know from Alice's personal experience that when you faint and fall, you ragdoll, so you're less likely to get injured than if you had actually tripped and fallen down the stairs.
If you
So I'm going to use that logic and say that that still holds true.
Okay, yeah. I'm good with that. Yeah, sound arguments.
That is one of the most old Alice stories I've heard.
And you, it's jarring when you hit this landing, enough to kind of knock you out of it, but you do still feel that tired, drained feeling.
And she kind of comes to, and while she doesn't actually take a strike, it's still obviously like bruising and not feeling great. And I think she just kind of almost army crawls to the edge of the landing to look down, maybe even over an opening in this to see what's happening below.
Yeah, I think you can see Sierra glowing. Thank you to the cheer from Mirror Shadows about Sierra glowing against the wall. You can definitely see that. It's not very invisible.
You probably also see her trying to try to reach a branch from the tree that's growing in the middle of the building and trying to climb onto a tree or something. Just something really futile. It's really pathetic.
You see this giant robot bird, but it looks very different with one broken wing and one wing entirely missing, and Finn facing off against that. And further down below you, several stories down below you, you see Umiko standing and facing a big mech of her own, and Mare's somewhat limp figure lying on the road. Not good, Mare.
He didn't do an Alice.
No.
He did not ragdoll.
And that is the image that gets Skylar's attention, because the entire reason that she is here has been because that she was tasked with protecting the twins. And so she tries again to reach for that energy and put a wall between Mare and the mech.
Okay. You are quite far away and you are exhausted. I will absolutely let you try and do this, because that's how that phrase works. But golly gee, is it going to be difficult? In fact, I believe this is the first time, I can't even get to it, we have used a Flames challenge of 4, or any challenge of 4. Really, you will need 4 successes to make this possible.
And while it's unlikely, that is what Skylar would try for. So.
Okay.
So, my clear control, her Flames character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Since she is not in danger, we have said before that her moving courage talent, that kind of stubbornness talent, doesn't really apply.
Right.
But I wonder if instead her steady heart could apply.
Okay.
Which
How
is
come?
when she met with kind of tragedy, she's able to face her, like she has met her fears. Like she has dealt with loss and fear before and can draw on that.
Okay.
Like extra strength.
Is it a fear for Mare here that you're kind of...
Yes.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Let's use that. Let's do that. Yes.
And so that puts me at 6.
6 with a pool of 6. You can attempt this Flames challenge of a 4.
I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try it once. Oh boy.
Are you just gonna try it once? You can
No,
try
I'm gonna
your
try
own
that
6.
again.
Yeah.
Because the
Skylar falls off the stairs and dies.
yeah. And that does not succeed.
No.
No.
It does not.
But I imagine you see the flicker of it, and if you were looking, you could see the Dynama trying, but it just doesn't come
Like
together.
sparks for a
Yeah.
second.
It does. It sparks for a second. That quick flare and that bright light as you're reaching for it, and you just think if you can reach a little bit further. You reach too far and you fall another landing. This time, not as a rag doll, and this time hitting your shoulder hard and taking a strike. Umiko,
Yes.
you are facing this mech. This yet undamaged mech. Sierra is somewhere helplessly a few landings above you, plastered to a wall and glowing.
And reaching for a branch, like
Reaching for a branch, pathetically. Golly gee, this is so sad. And Mare has just been flung across the ground. What do you do?
Is the mech now looking at Mare?
Yeah, it turned to look at Mare and its wing hit him.
Okay, if it's looking at Mare, how big is this bird?
This bird, it stands taller than you. Its wingspan would be like 2 of you.
Okay. That's a big old bird. Okay.
It's a big old bird.
She's not good at fighting. Like, if it's looking at Mare, she'll stop and stand in between them. And she's going to be like taking this staff, and if she can find any like nook where she can get behind the metal, she's going to jam it in there.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to still be a stones challenge, but it'll be a stones challenge of 2, especially since this bird is distracted.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's the same again. Doesn't use Sixth Sense, but uses the other one. 15. And a 6, so I'll reroll the 6.
Yeah, reroll the 6 just to see.
Oh.
Yikes.
There's the Umiko roll again.
Oh no.
So you do stab the staff into the back, but before you can really find purchase, the mech notices and turns back towards you, and this time the wing slams into you, and you find yourself in a similar situation to Mare. Your back scraping against this concrete ground as you skid across it.
She probably cries out at that. That is the first time she's been hit properly. And I can't react to it either. So she's still whistling for Brun at the same time.
Yeah, you hear the galloping of hooves Brenda's not far away.
Yeah.
This is all passing in a matter of seconds. Mare kind of props himself up on one arm and aims another bolt at this mech, but his aim goes wild as the bird turns back towards you, and the bolt flies wide. Fen,
Hi.
you have a very battered and somewhat sparking mech in front of you. Sparking where you cut that wing off and there's just like wires
Uh-huh.
connect to nothing.
Does its feet look like the kind that can actually walk? Or is it like I don't know, there's birds that will just like
Hop?
hop and not really be able to walk. I'm not certain how well it could follow me at this point. And we haven't seen it kind
It's
of
looking pretty rough. So
Okay.
while it's big, it doesn't look like it could
Okay.
walk after you.
Then hearing cries from below, I don't know where Sierra is right now. She's trying somewhere.
You
So I'm booking it downstairs.
Yeah, you
And-
pass Sierra as you book it down the stairs.
No, don't leave without me.
For your
It went
movie.
so well for you the first time. Why not do it again?
I'm not carrying her this time. I'm just going to like grab her arm or something and keep running.
Ow.
Get your feet under you, come on. And, if I can reach the bottom of the stairs, I want to try and get myself in between. Well, leave Sierra by the stairs and try and get in between this thing and Emiko.
Yeah,
And maybe a lot for one round, but
okay. Yeah, what are you trying to do again? I'm gonna parse it out.
okay. I want to run down the stairs from where I'm at, grab Sierra's arm along the way,
Okay.
and hopefully not lose too much momentum. I'm not picking her up, but
Okay.
and reaching the bottom of the stairs, leave Sierra there, and try and get in between the mech and Emiko.
Okay, so dexterity's challenge of 2 to get down the stairs. You're not picking Sierra up, so you can do this okay. Easy enough challenge, just 2.
Did I just automatically succeed?
Yeah, you can actually, because you do have that up your sleeve, and that just makes everything a whole lot easier. You have now
That happened.
spent that card, and you're vulnerable to another flaw later down the road. So, you pull Sierra down the stairs, and you make it to the bottom, and you see the mech that you had been facing lunge forward after you. It cannot hop, it cannot seem to walk, it just dives. Both of you, please make me dexterity checks. Just checks. 3d6.
Whew.
You good?
Yeah. Do you want me to re-roll this?
You can if you want to, because you can make it an epic success. And you might want it. Yeah. That with that 3, that brings it up to an epic success. Sierra, what is your dexterity check?
Oh, that was for Sierra. Sorry, my bad. Not
Okay.
a success. I can Reroll. Yeah.
You can re-roll.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, that brings it up to a success as this mech dives down from its perch, and both of you scramble out of the way. Fen much more gracefully than Sierra, as this mech dives down. Fen, with an epic success, you get to describe how this looks as you dodge out of the way.
I think this honestly goes to helping Sierra.
Okay.
Yeah,
absolutely. Epic success. Do you want?
Yeah. So in as I went to just like turn away, knowing this thing is gonna do something, but not entirely sure what. We're just like staring at chat, like
we're just staring at chat, like completely agog.
We get
amazing.
7. We get
Thank
7
you.
rerolls each.
What?
Thank you, Gem Song. Wow.
No excuses to
I'm
fail.
so bad.
No failure today.
Wow.
Okay. Well, on that note of great success, I think Fen almost like feels the kind of wind of its passing and ducks and pulls Sierra down at the same time as they keep running.
Yeah, okay, for sure. And this mech thuds to the ground behind you. You hear creaking and whirring slowly click to a stop. It is destroyed itself in this fall, but you are safe from harm, and so is Sierra. And thank you, Michael Wayne, too, for another reroll.
Just keep going.
Yeah, heck yeah. Invincible.
I need them. Like, I'm so
No, clearly you do. Roll20 is not about this life. You'll probably use them all by the end of the session. We still have like.
I'm just hoping to get past this one mech.
You hear Finn and Sierra reaching the ground behind you. Skylar, you are hurting and still at the top of the stairs. What are you going to do?
She's just gonna try and get down the stairs at this point. She knows that she's too low energy right now to be able to do anything from this distance. It's just too far away. She has to close the gap. So she's gonna try and get down the stairs as fast as she can, while probably trying to hold onto her arm as if it were in a sling, since she landed on her shoulder.
Okay, I will offer you a dexterity challenge too, and a similar offer as I did to Finn earlier. You may choose to make this roll with one less die than your full pool, or you can choose to automatically fail and get an automatic success on a Gale's challenge later down the line.
I think I'm gonna roll and let the
Okay, you got a couple of re-rolls,
dice
so
figure it out. Yeah. I've got just a few re-rolls. So that's just a 3. Right?
It's
just the check, so it's just 3d6, right?
It's a Gale's challenge of 2, so you can use talents if you want to apply them.
Oh, it's a challenge. Okay. So I do have. Oh, where is it? I have something about like being able to multitask. Surround sound. I can multitask. So while I'm doing one thing, my mind can stay attentive to something else. Okay. So I imagine like even though she's trying to manage not to hurt herself, she is still able to give a lot of attention to keeping track of the stairs.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. That's a great use of that talent.
So, and I think that's probably it.
Okay.
So that brings me up to 3. Back up to 3.
Back up to 3. Okay. That's a success on the first roll. Yep, thank goodness that was a success on the first roll. Yes, you managed to make it down the stairs and reach the bottom just behind Fen and Sierra and this carcass of a machine. You see Umiko not so much standing her own against the last mech, completely unharmed as it leers over Umiko and Mare. Umiko, how you doing?
So is she down or is she stood up?
Skidded across the ground. I think if you're able to get your feet under you, you're okay. You did just take that strike, though.
I think as it sort of knocks her over and she skids, she's going to swing back round with her staff and just try and trip it over, try and take out its legs.
Yeah. Okay. That'll be a stones challenge of 2.
Here we go. Yay. Let's reroll that 6.
I'm so glad I've remembered that gales are 3. That was the hardest thing for me to remember the first couple of games. And I just checked it because I was just doubting myself. Trust yourself, Renee. Trust yourself. Okay, so with this is one success, which does not overcome the challenge. For stones, we would be looking for 4s or 6s. Would you like to use one of your rerolls?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Am I rolling the full 4d6?
Full again, yes.
Oh, okay, so.
I've got my other screen over here, so I'm just like
19?
oh yeah, that'll do it. That's 3 successes. And do you want to re-roll that 6 just to see, since it explodes, if it happens to be another 4 or 6?
Yes, let's go for that. The 4.
Heck yeah, that brings it up to an epic success. Do you want to describe for us how this looks?
Yeah, she's going to, as it knocks her back, she's going to skid backwards, sort of stopping herself with her staff out, and almost not back up, but swing around the other way so that she comes to the side of it, if not behind it, keeping the staff going, and just crash into its legs.
Heck yeah, absolutely. You crash into this thing's legs, completely knocking it off balance. It scrambles for a bit and its wings flap helplessly as it falls and crashes against the ground, unable to kind of flop back up. It effectively takes 1 strike of damage.
Is Brun anywhere near me?
Oh, Brun is there.
Yep, she will immediately sort of look back, look at it on the floor, yeah, they've got this, and we'll hop on Brun and tear off towards the kids.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Mare, getting kind of propped up again with his little crossbow, is gonna try.
Come on, Mari.
Go, Mare. Good.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Good, Mare.
Good Mare. I love my precious boy. He did so good. He shoots this crossbow, and finally it finds purchase as it lands firmly in the mech's side, and it crackles with electricity and shrieks that metal grinding shriek. Fen and Sierra, Skylar, you have all reached the bottom of the stairs. Fen, what do you do?
I'm going for the thing that has hurt my friends. So, I'm coming swinging. Use all the same stuff as before.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So,
Heck yeah. Roll those d6s again just to see. Heck yeah. Epic success. How do you want this to look?
I think, bolstered by seeing Umiko just like be a boss just then, see like exactly what she was going for as far as like tripping it and making it fall so that it is like at its most vulnerable and just go for that core.
Oh, yeah. And you have a couple machine cores now. I'm pretty sure you're doing pretty well for yourself in this core business. You might, yeah, that's 2 machine cores. That's a decent amount of coin you've got there, as you manage to pull this one free, completely unscathed and unaffected, and the machine around it goes limp, leaving you standing at the base of this towering ruin, mostly unhurt. I mean, some of you are hurt some, but not bad, right? And like, all the mechs are gone, and so is Umiko.
I'm gonna shout to Umiko in the distance. Umiko, this is desertion.
Alright.
As she's gone, Rune is like just tearing her.
And meanwhile, Skylar's like, go! 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 With her one good arm.
Yeah, it's like Umiko doesn't hear anyone. She's just got her line of sight and she's just going.
Yeah, absolutely. Mare gets up a bit, and you see that his shirt is stained with blood, and he's just kind of like holding his side.
Want to help him up? Just, like, see where he's at.
Ow.
I'm gonna put my hand on Mari's wound and heat it up and try to cauterize his wound.
Ow!
Yeah, he's like,
kid.
he looks at you a bit like, the hell are you doing, Soul Whisperer? But sure, go ahead and try and roll me a Flames challenge of 2 here. And while you roll, do this thing.
I am saving you from bleeding out.
We have someone who can do stitches, like, right here.
2 seconds. No, Sierra wants to cauterize the wound. Let Sierra do what Sierra wants to do. I'm
Pissed off at everything.
So you take it out on him.
Oh, no.
I'm going to
Good
help
Mare,
you.
poor Mare.
You will be helped and you will like it.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Let me think. I might be able to add something into this roll. Ooh. No.
And I think the reason that Sierra is getting away with being able to do this is that Skylar's a little busy trying to take Skylar's busy trying to like take some wrappings out of her bag to like wrap up her own shoulder into an actual sling, and so she's distracted while Sierra ends up doing whatever it is that Sierra does.
Okay, yeah. What does Sierra do?
So I grab Mari by the shirt and I say, I'm going to help you, Mari.
Goodbye.
We go down and we're going down and I slap my hand onto the wound. And we're going down together.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that, Sierra.
And then I heat up my hand and cauterize that wound.
Is it based off of this roll that you just did?
And it sure is based off of that roll that I just did.
Wow, that roll really lucked out because flames are 5s and you only needed 2.
Well, there you go.
Ah, oh, God, Sierra, what the?
You're welcome.
Skylar?
And she's like wrapping up her like arm and like tying it with her like teeth. She's like, "What are you doing?"
Mara's just holding up his shirt now so you can see where
There's
Sierra's
a handprint. There's literally a handprint over the wound.
But she did manage to like close it at least.
And some good abs, because I think Mare has some decent abs. But like
That's fair.
a
I
handprint.
love that detail. I love it.
He's just holding up his shirt looking very sad.
And Skylar doesn't do a double take at the abs, but you definitely see her take a second and appreciate getting to see them again. And because she's seen them before.
Right. He's been wounded before.
Yeah. But she's just like, oh goodness, thank goodness I did something about this beforehand after we got exploded by a bear. And I think in her bag she already has some kind of like burn poultice made up in a vial.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You probably do. And so I think this is not even really a challenge because Fen had so many burns and you had to make so much of the stuff as they were recovering. So like, you're probably good. He just looks so sad as you put this burn poultice on this hand. And he just looks and says, "Do you think it's gonna scar?"
I let's not worry about that.
Am I gonna have to have Sierra's handprint on my stomach? This
You can tell
I
a difference.
I mean, think of it this way. You might be able to like.
My God, this is how she gets famous.
It hurt.
I know. Think of it this way. You might be able to like charge people for a viewing if she gets really famous.
Gets
I don't
really
know if
famous.
Question.
Guys, can we focus here for a
Do
second?
you know how many people would kill to have that handprint on their body?
Do you know how many people you almost just killed with your flaming fists?
How could you be upset with me when we were just deserted by one of our squad mates?
We weren't deserted. Jaden is down near the edge of the decay with a whole bunch of other kids from the town, and
But he's not
Umiko
in
is
the
going out
squad, is
there.
he?
Jaden
Didn't
is
think
part of.
so.
Jaden is my friend. Unlike somebody who decided they didn't want that privilege.
Sick burn. No, Mari actually says that.
The irony.
Listen, I'm the one that does the burning here.
Ow.
Yeah, well, clearly I do it better given this.
I don't know what I missed. I don't really want to know. What are we doing?
We have
I
to
think
go
I
after
might be
Umiko.
permanently touched by Sierra. And
Later, whether that's a privilege or something that you.
I don't know. I will have to figure it out. He kind of like puts his shirt back down, over like making sure it doesn't stick too much to the poultice, you know. But puts his shirt back down and slings his pack back over his shoulder and says, "So, Umiko, huh?"
Yeah, the kids from the town are they are literally
Yeah,
one
no,
good
I
sneeze
heard.
and they fell in. Like,
Let's go. Umiko, you are galloping on the back of Brund through the streets, You pass a large statue that is, it actually looks like someone sitting on top of a horse. And the statue itself, both the statue and the horse no longer have heads, just the joys of decay and ancient, the passage of time is really what it boils down to. But it's hard to say that it bodes well, this trinket, as you gallop towards the decay, the edge of the decay.
She will keep on going. She doesn't think about things like that at all.
Yeah. It's passing quickly and a blur, and you recognize you're not on the same streets, but it looks similar, the changing of the buildings from the tall buildings to the shorter buildings. As you start to near what you know is the neighborhood at the edge of the decay.
And can she see the kids or not?
You can't see the kids yet exactly from where you are, but roll me a perception check as you reach the edge of it, please.
She's gonna be like screaming out for Jaden at the same time. So I roll 3, and then I've also got let's have a look. I've got animal-like reflexes for speed and sixth sense for danger. Does that work?
Yeah, I'll allow both of those here. Okay, that's 2 successes. That will work. If you want to roll them again, just to be sure.
Mm-hmm. Another 6 and a 5.
Okay. Roll one more 6 since it explodes one more time, just to see if this is an epic success. Not quite, but very close. You do see the kids, the teens,
she's
along
screaming
the
at them.
edge.
She's screaming at them, like, get back! Like, just screaming at them, heading towards them.
Yeah, you do. You scream at them, and you realize that there are a number of figures here. As you get closer and gallop closer, a couple of the kids scramble back, and you see not just teenagers, but bodies, too. You recognize the 4 teenagers. You see 2 bodies dressed similarly to the ones you've seen before. The people affected by the decay, wrapped in bandages, wearing red and black. And you see Shyla, Skylar's sister, who's holding one of the teenagers, cradled in her lap. They don't seem to be doing well.
Yeah, she's gonna almost get Bryn to skid to a halt and jump straight off. And looks down and is like, get on, now.
Shyla, who do you say it to?
And she's saying it to Shyla, who's holding the kid.
Oh, yes,
Do it now. And she's
still...
starting to push, like, trying to get her on to Bryn.
I understand. Okay, and, like, she tries to, like, hand this teen to Umiko. They look hurt. They're not responding.
And Umiko, probably from watching Skylar, at least know how to check a pulse. Or at least, like, she's holding her hand over his, like, or hers, just to see if they're breathing.
And Jaden steps forward as you are trying to check for this pulse, which, go ahead and roll me just an intelligence check, 3 dice.
Yep.
Shyla is struggling to breathe and gasping out words. And
another 6. Hang on.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Epic success. Is this kid alive?
I would say he's alive, just probably hurt, like really, really hurt. And she's putting him
Fluttering
on
pulse.
the deer with Skylar's sister. And he says,
Jaden, Umiko,
what?
she's still out there.
Who is?
And he points. And you can see another body. It's yards into the decay. The same figure dressed in black and red. And not far away, another figure collapsed, lying just on the burned ground. Naomi.
And Umiko looks for a second, and in a split second, she probably looks quite angry. She's like, get on Brun and go. All of you leave. Brun, you take these to Skylar. Now.
All 4 kids? Or Shyla? How many can Brund carry?
Brun, if they're kids, probably 4.
Okay.
Adults, it'll only be 2.
So,
go.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Let's say the teens can fit on it. Shyla is still standing next to you, but Brund knows where to go.
Yeah, the
Trusty
rest
animal companion.
Yeah, she sort of indicates for Brun to go to Skylar, and she looks at the rest of the kids. She's like, I said go home.
Yes, okay. And Jaden, looking thoroughly beaten, he and the other kids start, heading back the other way. The teen is lying on Bryn's back, and did you get Shyla up there too?
Yeah,
or
Shyla was to go up there as well.
Okay. Shyla and this wounded teen are on the back of Brund.
How close to the edge is Naomi?
Naomi is a ways in. You can see her body, but it's not. She's not just a couple of feet in at this point. She's a ways in.
And Umiko just quickly will start to make almost like a film of water, quite thick, around her hand. She's just going to stick it into the decay and see what happens.
Okay. How long do you hold it there?
She's going to hold it there until she can't take any more of the burning. To sit and time herself. She's just like, 1, 2, like she's trying to check how long she could, if she could run for it.
And you sent Brund on.
Yes.
Brund gallops away with this teen wounded and Shyla watching over them, trying to catch her breath as Brund races back the way you came towards your party squad, is working their way towards the decay. And you hold it there for a solid 5 minutes before it really starts to prickle at your skin and burn and itch, and even under the film of water, you see your skin turning a pinkish reddish color.
Like a burn.
Like a burn.
She pulls her arm out and she's like, okay. And she's trying to weigh up. She's like, how fast can I run? And she's looking at Naomi. Is there a way that if I run, like, does this look impossible? Or does this look possible?
This does not look impossible. This looks difficult.
How many rerolls do I have? I have 7.
Okay.
Mako is gonna start like hyping herself up a little bit, like trying to, okay. And then she focuses for a second and really starts drawing all the energy she can to create almost like a bubble around herself, like this, but it's dense water, and she's making it as thick as possible to literally follow her shape. And she's like, okay. and then she's just going to sprint towards Naomi.
Okay. The rest of you. Brund returns quicker than you'd think he would, and you had all been making your way that direction anyway, so when he gallops up with 2 figures on his back, Skylar, you immediately recognize your sister. And you also immediately notice Umiko is not with him.
Shyla, what's going on? And I'm assuming she sees the kid.
Yeah. Skylar, they said to come to you. Umiko said to come to you. I think they're okay. I think they're alive, but they're hurt, and I can't do anything for them. I can't help them anymore. Help them, please.
Get them back. Get them off of Brune. Let me see.
Okay. And she tries to lift this kid and just slide them off of the reindeer's back.
Where's Umiko?
The edge of the decay.
Already bolting back the way that he came.
Okay, yeah. You're just gonna keep running towards where Brune came from? Yeah, go for it. This kid is slumped against this stone, but laying flat now in the road.
Shyla, what happened?
The kids, Naomi heard that they might be trying to sneak out. We thought it would be okay because we made it through the night and everything was fine, but the patrols had already left, and then we found out that they weren't there because Jaden hadn't shown up in a while, and it had been a while because we'd asked him to go do something. So we went after them. They found the cult. They found this group of people, and one of them was already hurt, and the others were trying to drag them into the decay. We managed to get them out, but Naomi didn't. She didn't make it out.
At that point, Sierra probably is trying to hop onto Brund and ride side saddle.
That's the best image for me already. Okay, let's go.
and towards them when she hears that.
Okay, yeah, you're running towards the decay on Brun's back. Does Brun go back pretty easily, Umiko, after accomplishing this mission?
As soon as Brun drops off, he bolts back in the other direction.
Okay, Sierra's riding side saddle.
Fast,
Finn,
by the way. You're gonna
Finn is just running, just booking it. Finn, you notice Brun galloping up behind you. Does that change your travel method at all?
Could I try and swing on him behind Sierra?
You can try to do that. I would say that is a dexterity challenge of 2.
What should we call
Is
it?
that a Legolas moment? When he just
So good.
Trick riding me. I don't really know what I could add to that. I mean, it's a quick reflexes thing, and I'm feeling pressured.
Oh yeah,
What do you think?
feeling that pressure.
Okay, so I'll add 1. Ba-ba. Well,
Not bad. You can re-roll the 6 and see if it gets you any
no,
further.
we're
Does
re-rolling
not.
that.
Okay.
No, thank you. That's better, but
It's
still
not-
not great.
Better. It's still a failure. Do you want me to roll one more time?
I have 10 of these.
Umiko is in danger. Caution to the wind. Re-rolls to the board. Is that how this works?
What, 2?
That is...
What are we looking for?
Hey! 3s and 6s. And that will do it. As you effortlessly, really.
Did you fall over 3 times? That's a catch up.
I did.
I got this.
times the charm as you hurtle onto Bruin's back and continue galloping at a quick pace towards the edge of the decay. Skylar, you are leaning over this kid who is hurt. It looks like they've been, like, wounded by a dagger.
Oh. So they look like they've been attacked, not that they're
Yes.
decayed.
Yes.
For starters, that is not what I or Skylar was expecting. But she takes a lot of comfort in actually she notices this and she almost sighs relieved because this she can do something about. The decay she still doesn't know if she could.
Okay.
And she's immediately gonna take out her stuff and start kind of trying to like sterilize a needle and figure out what's going on. And since this kid looks really bad, I imagine she would also be trying to use her kind of Dynama sight to see inside and make sure that, because she suspects that this has hit something important.
Yeah.
And she may even kind of look at Shyla and start ordering her around.
Yeah, Shyla is shaky, but she listens. Like, she's moving. You can just tell that she's, like, trying to think and process through the panic and the trauma.
Because there's more than one injured kid here, right?
Just one badly injured kid. The rest were sent home.
Okay. Yeah, so
You
she
had
just
seen
gets
4 figures from the viewer.
so she just gets Shyla to like try and find water, try and start a fire, try and do these like basic things. And then tries to see what she can do to save him.
Yeah. Sure. This will be a Flames Challenge 2, intelligence-based, with your typical healing, and to help this kid, stabilize this kid.
And I'm going to be using the Dynama too, so that's my healing and Dynama and Flames. So that's
Okay.
all 3.
Yep. Oof.
And that is not enough, so I'm re-rolling that.
Okay.
That's better.
That is much better, and that will actually be a success. Not an epic success, but good enough. This is a wound you're familiar with. This is something you've seen before. It's not, that doesn't make it better anytime you see it, but it does make it easier to treat. And you're able to get this kid to a place where you feel they are stable quickly.
And I think she looks at Shyla and she just goes, I need you to stay here with him. These are the exact things I need you to do to keep an eye on him. Here's everything you're going to need to do those things.
Okay.
They're going to need me.
Hey. Go help them then.
I'll come back.
I'll be here. We'll be here. Go save them.
And she gathers up everything except exactly what Shyla is going to need, and she takes off.
Okay. Umiko.
Yay! Yes.
This is difficult.
Yup.
I was not kidding.
Yep.
This is a stones challenge.
Oh, bugger. Yep.
This is a stones challenge of 4. Because you are not only trying to lift Naomi but get Naomi back out of the decay before you burn yourself.
Yes. What number is stones again, just for...
Stones is 4s. So we will be looking for 4s or 6s, and you will need 4 successes total
Okay.
to make this work.
So, I've got... Hang on, here we go. Tell me if this works. So I've got 3 originally.
Yes.
Animal-like reflexes because she's moving fast and she's weaving. No pun intended. She's got a 6
I think-
sense. Yes.
I think you can get there, but it's not going to help
It's
you with the
getting out.
stones to get back.
Okay. So am I rolling to get there and then rolling to get back?
No, it would just be one roll. You can get there easily. I mean,
Okay.
it doesn't take dexterity. It just takes a dead sprint.
Okay.
Lifting her and getting her back is
That's
going
the-
to be the hard part.
The other thing I want to do when I pick her up, again, this is a yes or no, because I can manipulate water, I want to pull her in to the water I'm in. Is that possible?
Again, unfortunately, not going to help you with your
Okay.
stones.
So I've got
But-
4.
May
Nice.
help protect her from further damage.
Yeah,
so that's,
that's
great
more what
narrative
it is.
addition.
That's more what it is.
Yes,
So I can roll 4.
yes.
Dad.
Thank you, chat, for those rerolls.
Yep, because I'm gonna need them.
Oh yeah.
Moment of truth.
We have not used like challenge 4s.
Oh my
at all.
god, reroll, reroll.
Oh, why are they rolling?
You put in
rolled fours.
You put in 4s in accident.
Oh my god.
Couldn't have gotten very high. Don't even count that one.
Okay.
That doesn't even
okay.
count.
So 1.
Okay, so still not.
Okay, I
Great.
need to reroll. So
Yep.
that I've now right. So I've used. This is my first use of a reroll.
Yes.
1. Oh god. 2.
Okay.
3. 4.
Yep. Oh, 2 6s and a 4. So re-roll those. See if maybe. Oh my gosh! I was holding my breath. Oh,
Hang on.
you. I mean,
Yes!
here, chat. Tonight brought to you by you because it would not have been possible without you.
Does she get to reroll that other 6 too?
Yes, you do, just to see, because you could possibly bring this up to an epic success if that 6 is a 4 or 6. Oh! Okay, can't win them all. But you do succeed as you lift Naomi, and her skin looks dry and crinkled and starting to crack, and you can see the blood where the skin cracks apart.
She
You lift
is
her, okay.
She is wrapping this water around her, and she, like Omiko herself, her throat is feeling dry, and it is, I think, it's starting to burn. And with every movement, she sort of gasps because it's like she's losing breath as well as being. But she runs straight to the edge, and if I'm honest, she's probably gonna collapse over the boundary, and she's just gonna lay there for a bit, breathing. And if anyone approaches, she looks dry for the first time ever. She's just like, hair is actually all dry, clothes are dry. I'm assuming she's got burns or at least marks, and she is breathing heavily.
And that heavy breath hurts. Your lungs hurt. Your skin hurts. It hasn't started cracking yet, but you can feel just like a bad sunburn all across your skin. And Naomi is
trying.
non-responsive next to you, but out of the decay,
She's trying to
And you
generate
lie there.
and it's just not there. She's trying. She's completely out.
There's nothing there. And as you lie there feeling dry and the Dynama not responding at your fingertips, your companion unconscious next to you, you're not sure whether she's alive or not.
Yeah, Umiko
Somewhere.
will roll over onto her side, probably just ow. And again hold her hand just over the nose and mouth of Naomi.
You feel a very faint breath.
She's like, oh, and rolls back. It was worth it. And just lays down, just like, and puts her arms down by her side, just feeling how cool the grass is.
Knowing that Naomi is breathing is somewhat of a relief. And the distant pounding of hooves is another.
And
And that is where we will end Dynama for the day.
Y'all are so tense.
Wowza.
Oh my gosh, my shoulders have been like shaking this whole time. I thought you were too. To be perfectly honest, I was not sure how well that challenge was gonna go.
I was prepared to spend all 9 of my rerolls to make that.
Like literally, it's like you have 4 dice to make 4 4s. I was like, great.
Yeah, maybe not your strength, play on words, but you managed it. You're okay. You're coming out on the other side, and your squad is on the way.
Yeah, I don't know how coherent she's going to be. I think the most she's going to be is just like, give me water for the love of God. I need a drink. Like...
Wow. Well, thank you so much to chat for making tonight possible. It really, really could not have been done without you. Quite literally, I think. And isn't it so good that Umiko's not dead for now?
Yay.
At least 1 week more.
Oh, yay.
And a month left of Dynama. Oh my gosh.
I'm not, like, I need more.
Yeah.
Okay, this is...
I'm not ready.
This has been amazing. Thank you all so much. Alice, would you like to
Yes. Chat, we're going to do something a bit different this week. We have credits. So what we're actually going to do is roll that. We're not going to do outros like this. However, some of us, if you want to, you can head over to the Dynama chat in Discord. We could either share our favorite moments, or you tell us your favorite moments, because thank you for keeping me alive, because I wouldn't be if I wasn't. This has been such an amazing session. So please head over to the Discord where we'll chat a little bit. I'll be in there. And
I'll be in there talking my favorite moments. Yeah.
Favorite moments, all of it. This is just like the best game ever. I love all the characters, and I'm starting to talk about my favorite bits, so I'm going to stop. Yes, there are credits, and we are going to head off now. So everyone, keep evoking emotions. Thank you so much, and we will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST. Bye.